everyone, you're here with Melanie at Taste of Travel, and today we are going to France, the south of France, the Côte d'Azur. And particularly we're going to be looking at the Nicoise cuisine today. As you saw from my previous video, we tried Socca, a French pancake, a French crepe made from chickpea flour, so we're going to be making that for you today. Where does Socca come from? So the legend has it that Socca originated from when the Turks invaded the south of France. The French ran out of ammunition and they needed something to attack with, so they mixed chickpea flour with boiling oil and poured it over the heads of the Turks. So a little bit of history there for you. So let's get started. Let's take a look at our ingredients first. So it's a very simple Mediterranean dish, pure simplicity, the taste of the Mediterranean, and we're going to keep everything pure and simple today. So we have 1 cup of leveled chickpea flour. We have 1 cup of room temperature water, some beautiful olive oil, herbs de Provence, of course salt and pepper. Pepper is a key ingredient in Socca, so we're going to use quite a bit of pepper. So let's get started. Of course, I've written my very own recipe for this Socca, and you'll be delighted to know it is vegan, so the vegans can have a real party with this. Can't wait. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to sift our flour. So 1 cup of chickpea flour into the sieve, and we're just going to tap it until it's all gone. This is how my mum used to do it when we were kids. She'd just sort of tap the sieve to just give it a little helping hand. And there we go, just like that. All gone. Super. Now we're going to add in our cup, our measured cup of water. In it goes, and we're going to start whisking. Let's go ahead and whisk that up. So a little technique that I actually learned from a French chef, Dominique Ansel, is when you whisk, you want to almost make an 8 and then a 0, an 8 and then a 0. So that's just whisked up really lovely. That chickpea flour is really light. Just going to make sure there's no lumps in there. Really, really whisk it. So an 8 and then a 0, 8 and then a 0. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's start to season our batter. Beautiful. And lots of pepper. We want to go wild with the pepper. So lots of that in there. Go, go, go. Hopefully you haven't got anybody that's intolerant to pepper in this recipe, because it's a real key ingredient. Wonderful. Give that another little whisk. Now what we always want to do is something really important when you're cooking is just taste, because you can't change the batter once it's cooking, can you? So let's have a taste now, see if it needs anything else. I'm just gonna dip my finger in just a little bit. Yeah. Oh my God, it's good. Cool, just make sure that's really all the flour's in there around the edges. Now, something that's really important for the Socca is the settling time. We're gonna need at least 15 minutes for our Socca to settle. So we're gonna go ahead and just pour it into a jug and leave it to settle. Great, pop that to the side for now. And all we're going to do is just leave our Socca here to rest for 15 minutes. So before starting, we've preheated our oven to 220 to 230 centigrade. We want to have that oven really, really hot, and we want to prepare our pans. So this part of the Socca is a little bit, you can compare it to Yorkshire pudding. You want to be a little bit careful when you pour the batter into the saucepans, because we're going to preheat the oil into the frying pan. So let's take a look. Let's just, we'll calculate it in our head. We'll go a little bit crazy with this, because the olive oil is important. Give it a nice swig around in a moment. Some extra virgin olive oil. There we go. Great, great, great. Lovely. And this one, get our oven glove because it will get hot, so don't forget this when you take them out of the pan later. In we go, nice and hot. And we're going to put an alarm on for 15 minutes. Oh, nice and hot. This one nice and hot. Fabulous. Okay, so our pans have been heating up for 15 minutes. You need to be exceptionally careful at this point. The oil is hot, it will splash. And we're going to pour half a batter into each frying pan. Let's open it up. Oh, I can feel the heat of that oven already. Pulling it out. Wow, I can even feel the steam in my face right away. Just pull that out just a little bit. Standing back because it is going to splash, and pour that socca in. Sounds like pour that socca in, doesn't it? And straight into the middle. Beautiful. Okay, 15 minutes. Bang, bang, bang. So just to add a little bit more yumminess, and this is not something that's traditional to Socca, it's my own take because I do like to have a bit of a filling with pancakes, but usually Socca on the streets of Nice, they just have it in a paper cone, as it is, a bit of salt and pepper with a glass of rosé. Today we might go wild with a raspberry gin, a little bit naughty. But we're gonna make a beautiful creamy mushroom vegan filling for our Socca. So first things first, let's get our pan heated. There you go, induction hob. You can hear that coming on. Nice and hot to begin with. So just a little swig of olive oil into the pan. As soon as it starts to steam, we're going to add up our sliced mushrooms. Doesn't matter what type of mushrooms you use. We've got some sliced mushrooms here. They're going to go straight into the pan. So pop those in. So, take a look. You're going to see that our mushrooms are starting to cook. Now mushrooms, they get a lot of shrinkage. So we really want to cook them until they start to get crispy really. So we're just going to I want to say up the volume, but you want to up the temperature. So really sizzling and getting the moisture out. So just have a look in the pan and you can see that these little bubbles, that's the moisture. We want to get rid of that moisture, so we really want to cook that off. Let's add a little bit of seasoning while that's cooking off. Herbs de Provence, just to add a little bit more Nicoise kick to our dish. Give that a bit of a tap. There we go. Go as crazy as you like with the herbs. I like it quite flavoursome. Beautiful. Wow, starts to smell good. I wish you guys could have a little smell. Would be good. Some salt and pepper. Just a touch of pepper because we've already got so much pepper in our Socca. Look at that steam. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, we're just going to leave that for a couple of minutes now. Just give it a nice little shake, just to crisp up. Okay, so the mushrooms have started to get really crispy. We're going to add in my really power ingredient. This is balsamic vinegar di Modena. Beautiful little Italian, Mediterranean ingredient. Just a splash, just a splash. Oh God, it smells so good. I am telling you, vinegar just does something crazy to me. So just get that, give it a bit of a shake. Oh wow, wow, beautiful. Have a look at the caramelization caramelization on that. Okay, now for the last ingredient. Here we have one of my favorite vegan ingredients of all time. This is Nicoise cheese, made from almond milk, and it's got some chives in it. Now, I just love what this does to mushrooms. So we're going to put just a couple of spoons in there, and it's going to get really creamy. There we go, a couple of spoons. Our lovely Nicoise. Okay, let's cover the mushrooms in this. Great. Wow. Wow. Let's turn down the heat on that. I'm just going to put it on in fact, I'm actually just going to turn it off, but leave it on the heat. Fabulous. There we go. It's 15 minutes later. Let's get out the socca. Let's see how it's looking. Whew. Wow, don't forget these pans are super hot. So straight out onto the hob. Second pan. Straight out onto the hob. They're looking like a lovely chickpea flatbread right now. Close the oven. And what we've got to do is we've got to flip them over just for a few moments. So that's my little hob just messaging me, just telling me, hey, watch out. So straight over. Beautiful. So it's going to be crispy on the outside, just like that. And we can just leave that for now. And the other one, we're just going to flip it over and just like that. Beautiful. Okay, so have a look. They're just going to sit in the pan just like that for a few minutes. Okay, so let's plate up. Let's get our crispy socca onto the plate. Wham, just like that. Beautiful. Same with the other one. There we go. Beautiful. Fabulous. Cool, so we're just going to start to plate up now. We're going to spoon our lovely creamy mushroom mix onto the socca. So you can just have that as a bit of a dip. So let's just place that on here. Beautiful. Spread it out a little. It's almost like a chickpea pancake. There we go. Fabulous. So, let's taste. Are you ready to try this with me? The best part of cooking is the love you feel in your mouth after you've worked for so long. So let's have a little taste. Wow, it's so crispy here. You can just hear that crunch. A little bit of the mushrooms there. It's so good. It's so good. So, we look forward to seeing you create your socca at home. A beautiful vegan meal, something really unique, really different, and you can serve it with a beautiful glass of rosé, or here we have a beautiful sparkling cocktail of raspberry gin and tonic. So, santé, enjoy. You're here with Mel at Taste of Travel.